A few years ago today, I ranked shirtless men in video games, and because I support equality between the sexes, I thought I ought to do the same for women. Unfortunately, a quick look at the YouTube's terms of services revealed I can't make that video because of the incredibly sexist views YouTube holds. But I should be able to salvage some of my dozens of hours of research if the characters keep their shirts on. And the only way I can be certain there will be no surprise chest targets is to restrict this video to a series made by an equally prudish publisher, like Nintendo. So here are the top 3 sexiest and top 3 unsexiest Smash Bros. Characters.
And to be perfectly honest, I have no idea how serious the rest of this video will be.
The bronze medal loser is a tie between Corrin and Min Min. Min Min, I just can't get past the yellow noodle even bob, because an even bob is basically just a bowl cut but 5% better. Her hair looks more like udon. Min Min also doesn't have much of a personality like the rest of the ARMS characters, and that holds her back a lot. Both lesbian Corrin and bisexual Corrin, because no matter which orientation design you look at, she looks like a generic ashen-haired background extra in an anime, but with bare feet. And feet are always kind of creepy looking if you actually really look at them. You know, Min Min doesn't deserve to tie with feet. Get out, Min Min. You're good, but bland. If ARMS 2 ever comes, make sure to become a full character and get a new haircut. How about all wavy like actual ramen noodles? Daisy is basically Princess Peach, but better. Just not that much better. Daisy's biggest pro is her lovely reddish-brown hair and flower motif, versus Peach's blonde and jewel motif. Last I checked, gemstones weren't fruit, but most vegetables are. Daisy is held back by being slightly hyperactive and obnoxious. But that's better than being in an active state of dissociation at least 23.5 hours a day. So Daisy is the 3rd sexiest woman in Smash Bros. Not totally just because it is currently spring when Daisy is at her most powerful and I don't want to anger the cruel flower goddess. Please don't smite me.
Thank you!
Wii Fit Trainer. There it is! Wii Fit Trainer also has bare feet. And while Ultimate brought her a solid 6 points higher to being a 6 out of 10 on an 11-point scale by giving her a less disturbing face, she is still uncomfortably white. And I'm part white, and I look fully in white unless I spend enough time in the sun to tan. But she makes me fearful for my avocados and sparkling bottled water. I'm part white, I may not be as reliant, but I'll literally wither and die if I completely reject stereotypically white things. While white people do look best pale, like other ethnicities almost always look worse if they try to change their skin tone, the trainer is uncomfortably white, like taking your kids to soccer and wearing yoga pants out as pants, white. Okay, good character direction, Nintendo. I still don't like how she looks. Also, I'm pretty sure this pose is some kind of alt-right dog whistle, but so is literally everything else, including things that are actually far-left dog whistles. I mean, look at this. Wrong Samus. Okay, serious mode. Wearing very little clothing and skin-tight clothing are not particularly feminine things. Women at their core are so much more than their bodies and are not just sexual objects. There's a lot of unhealthy culture today that we as humans need to unplug from. Both men and women are sexual beings, but that is just one part of our being. And if all you focus on is your appearance, your personality and character will be as flimsy as cardboard. As a man, one of the most unsexy things is a woman with nothing going on besides her looks. And I'm sure women have the same feelings about bland men that don't have thoughts of their own and things they believe in and have feelings about. Samus, apart from out of the suit, is a great example of a sexy female character. Metroid Dread made Samus the sexiest she has ever been. Though most of the game she is strong and self-assured, but not too excessively. And then there's the quiet robe scene, where Samus finds herself in a potentially bad situation, and her body language shows her confidence drop as she experiences fear. But she doesn't just give up. Bravery is not just being emotionless, it is not letting your emotions control you. Seeing Samus in frightening situations continue trying to find a way forward says so much about her character. Man or woman, That kind of character is one of the most alluring things. Samus doesn't even have to have a curvy figure. I know Bayonet is intentionally designed to be as sexy as possible to men, but I think you know how I feel about hypersexualization. I wish they wouldn't. The sexualization doesn't work though, at least not if they are trying to appeal to the average man. Her proportions are spindly, and Slender Man is a 1 out of 10 waifu tops. So that's not the way to go. Most men prefer long brown, red, or dirty blonde hair. Glasses are a very, very niche thing. And I hate to break it to you, but when your armpit hair is longer than your arms, you are way past dude doing a quick snip snip. And you probably smell awful. Her entire design is a failure at achieving the goal they set out for. I've not had many conversations about it, but I don't think heels do it for men, since men prefer short girls. And I know 100-ish or so years ago, elevated heels were a very, very, very exclusively masculine shoe type, because it was useful in a lot of hard labor that men were doing. I think maybe Bayonet is supposed to be the sexiest woman to Kamiya, and I think we know there are some serious things wrong with Kamiya. Unlike some of the previous losers, like Wii Fit Trainer, Lucina is actually dressed appropriately for fighting and also just being out in public. Lucina is a strong but realistic female character, having the drive and conviction to travel through time to
I challenge my fate!
but still being vulnerable and emotional. She's so human. She's a stronger character than Samus because she can have moments of weakness and overcome them, or trust and rely on others. And she has to. She doesn't have a fancy power suit to back her up. This humanity is the sexiest thing about Lucina. But she's also elegant with long hair and tiny delicate features. If Lucina was a real person, she would be highly sought after. Not because she prioritizes showing off as much of her body as possible, or seducing men, but because she keeps sexual things intimate and private for those few who truly love her for the woman she is, and will provide more heartening experiences. A bowl of homemade curry versus instant ramen. Happy April Fool's Day. Why can I not make an April Fool's countdown without getting serious? Oh yeah, subscribe and like if the dumb parts of this video made you laugh, or you agreed with the serious parts. If you didn't laugh or agree, why are you still watching to this point? Leave me an angry comment.